Chi non so te un nerazzurro, oh, chi non so te un nerazzurro, oh, hey, hey, chi non so te un nerazzurro, 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 hey, hey, that's right. Who doesn't jump is a blue and black. What a game! Juventus in crisis, Juventus in crisis, Juventus are finished, Juventus are finished, they're finished club. They say, where are they at right now? Juventus 2 point outside top 4 before the end of the pre-World Cup campaign, and Juventus have been doing this all without Pogba and Chiesa for the majority of the time. Mamma mia, oh my God. Kostic bossed it on the outside. He absolutely bossed it. Kostic, there was no salvage at all in the match. Many unavailable players. Di Maria is not starting for Juventus right now. He was coming back from injury. Wow, what a match. Juventus are heads and shoulders above Inter in every department. It doesn't matter if Dumfries had the missed chance there. It doesn't matter if Jaco had the missed header. It doesn't matter. You have to hit your chances. And the Taro Martinez there had the big chance. Rabiot, good. He had the goal, but he's only playing for a contract. He's only playing that well for a contract. Don't forget that he had the bad giveaway that almost led to a scoring opportunity for Lautaro Martinez. But Fagioli, what a goalie! Fagioli, what a goalie! Goal, Fagioli! Fagioli, Juventus have the young midfield for the future. Miretti, Fagioli, Locatelli, Fagioli, game-winning goal against Lecce. Get the game-deciding goal today against Inter. Play Fagioli. Play Fagioli. Miretti is linking up play well in the midfield. Wow. And this shows that Juventus, when it embraces the Italianness of their country, of the 4-time World Cup champion Italia, develop youth from within who will bleed and die for the shirt on the pitch. That is what Juventus stand for. Juventus is youth in Latin. Juventus should embrace the youth movement. This is part of Massimiliano Allegri's growth, that he has to play the future. No salvage today. Juventus got it done. All Massimiliano Allegri does is win the big matches. We needed time to see what the young players are for Juventus. The Pogba injury is a blessing in disguise because it allowed Juventus to play Fagioli and Miretti, and this means Juventus have gotten deeper. No McKennie, he's gone. McKennie, Juventus get money for McKennie. McKennie has to go. He's the worst midfielder. And Juventus, Rabiot needs to go. Bremer got the experience there. Bremer bossed it. He's young, defender of the year. Inter missed out on him. But overall, Inter showing that all they do, embracing South American players, embracing mercenaries, they don't have that extra grinta in the big matches. You saw them against Lazio lose to Lazio. You saw them lose to Roma. You saw them lose to Milan. Inter, they're not winning the big matches. They're not. And the fact is, Juventus are, and they've had lots and lots and lots of injuries. And without the Salernitana robbery, Juventus are in top 4. Juventus, they got the point against Roma. Yes, that's true. Juventus got the point against Roma. That was early on in the year. I can't remember the injuries in that Roma match. That was at home, though. And now Juventus are ahead on Roma with the goal differential. Juventus showing that, hey, Dybala, too much muscular injuries. Juventus made the right call with Dybala. Dybala's hurt again. Juventus have a project to start with Vlahovic at striker. We haven't seen Vlahovic and Chiesa together yet. So Vlahovic and Chiesa, when they are together, look out. Because Vlahovic has the Serbian connection with Kostic. When Vlahovic and Chiesa play together, the Juventus attack is going to score, score, score. With Pogba back and Fagioli playing regularly, with Mirrettì playing, there's no doubt about it what is going to happen for Juventus in the coming weeks. They hopefully definitely pass Lazio and Atalanta. We'll see if we can pass Milan this year. Obviously, a lot of room, a huge gap to cover with Milan. They lost to Torino, so they're 6 points back. Can Juventus be in the title race? I will say that Juventus are not going to be in the Scudetto race till the. You never know. I think Juventus can take the most points out of any team in the second half of the year. We have Pogba for a full year. We have Chiesa for a full year. Finally, Chiesa, Vlahovic. Chiesa, Vlahovic together, and Pogba, Chiesa, and Vlahovic. If they're together for the vast majority of the year, next year Juventus will surely take the Scudetto again. In Napoli, it's an anomaly. It's an anomaly. It's an anomaly. It's an anomaly. It's an anomaly for Napoli. The Napoli anomaly. They without the World Cup break and all that. I call it magic for Napoli this year. Are they capable of repeating the same magic? Maybe stay in the top four, but let's say if they have injuries next year like Juventus have, Napoli will fall off a cliff very quickly. And without any World Cup break, Napoli are going to fall off a cliff next year. And they'll fall off a cliff. You saw Inter fall off a cliff. Injuries, what have you, defensive problems. Inter just don't defend well. They don't defend well. Juventus and Inter had a similar amount of goals entering the match. Well, Juventus 7 goals, but the big gap between the two teams was the defense. The defense is head and shoulders above Inter. You saw how they missed out on Bremer, Gatti, plenty more experience, but Juventus are far better than Inter. Inter are the Calciopoli cheats. They have not won the Champions League since 1964 because they had to monopolize the transfer market in order to create that team that won the illegitimate Champions League title in 2010. Because the point is, if you dock them 30 points for their role in Calciopoli, it's an institutional referee problem that can, over a decade ago, it's an institutional problem. So if they were docked 30 points, that way they never ever buy they never buy the players that allowed them the opportunity to steal the players from Juventus team that were just about to win the Champions League in 2007. You had Vieira, you had Ibrahimovic leaving, you had Cannavaro leaving. Some of them went to Inter. Ibrahimovic did. Vieira went to Inter. They can only win Scudetto in a year without fans in the stands with the Juventino manager. What are Inter without him? Nothing. Bottlers. They want ex-Juventino to win. The Juventino has the fighting winning spirit. Antonio Conte is the Juventus fighting spirit. Pino alla fine. Inter don't have that whatsoever. All they have is Grande Inter and Herrera, the Argentina manager in the 1960s. That's all Inter have, is a stolen, monopolized transfer market. Farciopoli. Every big club was involved in it. Juventus, Milan, Lazio, Inter. Don't hear much about Roma. This team's a total fraud. Juventus are better than them. Juventus, this is a rebuilding year. Juventus are in the top four. All of the satyrs out there were ready to rest in peace for Juventus, no longer a big club. They don't forget that Juventus were sent down to Serie B have no mercy. Juventus were targeted with the relegation. No one else got sent down to Serie B, but Juventus stormed back. They made the Champions League final. They dominated the league. And when you think Juventus are at the wars, think again. Never underestimate Juventus. Juventus will be back. The Juventus will be back. The future is ready for Juventus. In the coming few years, Juventus will become European contenders in 3 years. The very next year, it all starts with taking the Scudetto. Forza Juventus! Fino alla fine! Grande, grande, grande Juve. In 86 win in Serie A in Derby d'Italia before Paredes, Di Maria go off for Argentina in the World Cup. So good job. 86 win in league play, ready to send Di Maria and Paredes off to the World Cup. And the players that are still here, especially the Italian players, some teams will be focused on the World Cup, just not getting hurt, just surviving the next couple of weeks. Let's make it to the World Cup. But Juventus with the Italian players, they have no World Cup to get ready for, so they're going to go all in. Juventus will go all in. I think Serbia is in the World Cup, right? Is Vlahovic in the World Cup this year? Vlahovic may be in the World Cup this year. He is. So Vlahovic for Serbia. That's right. Kostic and Vlahovic. Top form Kostic before the World Cup. Those are the two, and Bummer too. So Bummer going to get ready for the World Cup, and Milinkovic-Savic too. Milinkovic-Savic for Lazio. We'll see if any of these teams with lots of World Cup players are going to just mail it in and focus on the national team. It should be pretty interesting to see how this weekend results for all the teams out there involved. So, yep. On to the next one. Verona and Lazio. Juventus could be top four before the international break. Juventus are in a great position to where it can think about this year's Scudetto. Just have a huge fight. They play Napoli in January, so it could be interesting. Juventus could be back. We'll see if they're up for the challenge for Napoli yet. We'll see if Pogba, if he starts off a little sluggish or whatever, for some very interesting things to look out for Juve in the coming next couple months. Forza Juve. Sempre. E ciao.